Okay, I am up bright and early today because I'm going to do the road to Hana. I downloaded the Gypsy app, and it follows along, and it gives you a narration and places to stop and all that stuff. It's going to be totally cool. I heard all about this before on the internet, and I am packed up. I have some snacks. I have some shoes, extra water shoe stuff. I've got water. I've got all kinds of my camera gear. So I'm just going to go and we're going to see what I can do. It's about 7 o'clock now in the morning. They say it's about a 10 to 12 hour drive round trip. That's if you stop for a couple hours here and there, which I'm in hiking, which I'm not going to do. So, but we're going to take you along and see what I can see. I'm going to take a lot of photos, so I'll probably be dropping a lot of photos as I go along. So let's go and do the road to Hana. Okay, I stopped at a place on this road to Hana called the Garden of Eden. This little place right here. It's like a large acres of beautiful landscape. There's all kinds of flowers, there's flora, there's animals, and there's also some great looks. So I'm here now, and they said it's going to take about 45 minutes to see everything, an hour. So I'm just going to take my time and explore with my camera. So we're going to see some pictures and video, whatever I can get from this place called the Garden of Eden. It's like $20 per person. It's not per car, it's per person. There we go. Lots of animals. And I'm only one person, so it cost me 20 bucks. But they have also restrooms and a cafe and places to eat too, which I'm going to be able to do that. So let's go and explore the Garden of Eden. Okay, one of the things that you can do either before or after the Garden of Eden is stop here at the little cafe. There's a little cafe here behind me. You can see that there. And they have some homemade banana bread and some coffees. Get some snacks, get some coffee, some energy. That was quite a walk, a nice hike. You saw all those pretty pictures and stuff. It took about an hour or so to take my time leisurely, but it is a workout, it is some exercise, so make sure you have some good legs. Take your time and enjoy it, because there's a lot of beautiful things to see here. Now I'm getting back on the road to Hana and see what comes up next. Okay, one of the stops along the way is Sandy's Banana Bread area. You can see here, if you need a place for a break, some food, there's a banana bread loaves. I actually got 2 of them. They're $8 each. They look really good, and these are famous. Got to stop here and get some banana bread. So you're here at Sandy's. You had the banana bread. What do you think?
Oh, it was wonderful.
Yeah?
We make banana bread. We eat it a lot. This was wonderful bread.
Yeah, it was good. So it was worth the stop?
Oh yeah, very moist and delicious. Hit the spot perfect.
Beautiful. Thank you. Okay, I want to talk to you a little bit about the road to Hana. This is what I did yesterday, and I wanted to, I didn't get a chance to do my video follow-up because I was so tired, so exhausted. So here's going to be some of my tips for the road to Hana. Okay, so before you go on this road trip, get a better idea of what it is. There's a lot of videos out there of people that have experienced this, that talk about it. Really, really cool. I hope you enjoyed my video of the road to Hana. So there's a couple ways you can do this. You can either pay to have a tour guide that pick you up in a shuttle, and you get in the shuttle and you don't have to worry about driving at all. As you saw, it was quite windy, but if you don't want to drive, you can get in a shuttle and have a guide take you to these different locations. Now, you're going to be on their time, so if you wanted to stay extra time, if you wanted to do a little extra hike or anything like that, or if you don't care about something, you want to skip it, you're pretty much stuck with the group, and they're pretty expensive. From what I understand, the way I was looking at it, they're about $200 per person and up, depending on the tour that you go with. But that is one way to do it where you just don't have to worry about anything. You just get on the bus, and the tour guides are great. They tell you what's going on all around the way. Now, I had a car and I wanted to drive myself, and I wanted to go at my own time. So what I did is I downloaded that Gypsy app. $10 at the time of recording. It was $9.99, $10. It is so worth it. Probably one of my best purchases I've ever done for a trip like this. So for $10, what do you get? Well, it actually follows along the map of the GPS where you're at, and the guide comes on and gives you audio bits along the way. So they tell you a lot of the locations that you're going to. There's like 5 must-see locations, and it gives you bells and warnings and all that stuff. And it tells you ahead of time, hey, at this bridge, there's a waterfall, you can't stop. But look out your window, hang out the window, put your phone out the window, your camera, whatever, drive real slow, and you'll be able to see it. So they give you warnings before you even get there. And the other thing is if I would have driven this on my own without a guide, I would have just driven by so many things. For instance, there was a little side road that went down to a little beach. And I did a lot of these little side roads because they told me all about it, and they said, hey, you should really do it. So I went and did it, and I never would have found some of those places if it wasn't for this app. And on the way back, because it's a long, windy drive, instead of being nothing and you're just driving, they actually will tell you a lot of the history of Hawaii, all the way back to like 1500s and the kings and the conquering and all these things like that. And when the settlers came over, you know, from England and America and all that stuff, tons and tons of history stuff I never even knew about, and it gives you something to listen to as you're driving. And speaking of that, I do recommend you download some music on your phone or a CD if you have a CD. Now, some of these rental cars, they might not have CD players anymore. So if you have a phone, a player, some kind of like that, download some music, because when you're driving on that side of the mountain with all those windy roads, the internet service and your phone service really sucks. I tried doing the Pandora Hawaiian tunes, and it worked for a little bit, and then it was done. It was out. So I really wish I would have downloaded some music to go along the way, because it's just quiet. Now, again, I was just by myself, so if you had someone there to drive with you and talk to, that might be easier as well. And speaking of passengers, if your passengers have a prone to car sickness or motion sickness, definitely be aware. They may have to take precautions. Bring your gum, your ginger, your Dramamine, your little bracelet things, the little electrical shock things, anything for motion sickness, because it is windy road. Though you're going very slow because you have to, it is very windy. Now, I get car sick myself, but as a driver, I was perfectly fine. But just be aware that if you have passengers in your car, you may need to stop a little bit more often for brakes. Okay, so let's talk about what to wear. I recommend having some good hiking type shoes. We're gonna go from the bottom up. Good hiking, comfortable shoes, because a lot of these places you do have to kind of climb and hike, which kind of brings me to the mobility. If somebody has mobility issues, there's a lot of stuff they're not gonna be able to do because of the hikes to get down to the beach or to go up to a waterfall or anything like that. The drive is great, and if they need to stay in the car or make arrangements, you may not be able to do a lot of these hikes because of that. But definitely good walking shoes and or sandals. Now I've seen people with like flip-flops, and I don't know how they walk in those things. I actually had good tennis shoes on, but I wish I had my hiking boots because ankle support, because there's very unsteady ground and with the vines and the rocks to step on, and I kind of twisted my ankle a little bit a couple times. Definitely got to be careful, but good shoes and socks, or like good water shoes. Well, I say good water shoes too, because sometimes it might rain and the place gets muddy and slick. So you want something with a good sole that will grip, but also something that you can wash off really easily. Now, I was fortunate to have really good weather. It was hot and it was humid. So this kind of brings me to my next part of what to wear. Comfortable shorts. Comfortable, lightweight shorts, because you're going to do a lot of walking. Now for shirts, I recommend some kind of like a workout shirt, like this kind of thing. A moisture wicking shirt is what I used for my hike, because there's going to be, I'll tell you what, one thing is for certain, you're going to get wet. Now, it could be because of rain, or it could be because of sweat, because it's hot, it's humid. I was drenched by the time I was done on that last hike because of sweat. So something that you're going to be comfortable with in to cover your, for your shirt. You're going to sweat, you're going to get wet no matter what. Now, if it rains, it's always good to have like a light poncho. Get one of those really light Dollar Tree ponchos, because if it's raining, you just kind of want to not get wet. If you have camera gear, you might want to make sure that's covered as well. Oh, and another thing before you leave is you want to stop at a grocery store and pick up water and snacks and food to take with you. So from where I was staying to get to the start of it, there's actually a Walmart along the way. Now I stopped before I even got here to get water and snacks and stuff, but you definitely want to stop and get water and snacks with you, because you're going to need that water. I actually wish I had more on that last hike. I only had one bottle with me. I wish I had more because I finished it before I reached the top, and very thirsty. So I'll carry more than what you need. Now there is a water fill station right at the base there before you go for the hike. So make sure all your bottles are filled up, and make sure you take plenty of water. But along the way, there are some stops. There's some food trucks. They were pretty busy, pretty expensive, and then some of them were just so packed I couldn't stop. There was no parking spaces. So having snacks in my bag really came in handy. And of course, if you end up at the right places and you can get that banana bread, pick up a couple loaves so I have extras to have, and you're always going to have something to eat as well along the way. Those are really good. So as you saw, the last couple of excursions that I did on the road to Hana was actually past Hana. Again, if you're on your own without any app or anybody telling you what to do, you probably wouldn't know to go further. And that's where those last places were to hike, and the waterfalls and all that. But you can go all the way around. You can continue to go around the island. It's around the volcano, but it's pretty rough. And if you're renting a car, you want to make sure that you check with your car rental agency to make sure you are allowed to, because many of them do not want you out there because it's rough road, it's small roads, it's narrow roads, it's bumpy roads, it's non-paved, it's dirt, it's rocks. You get the idea. It's pretty sketchy. If you're in a small car or something like that, you probably shouldn't go do that way. You have to turn around and go back the way you came, the way I did. If you rent a Jeep, I think you're going to be okay. Those are pretty cool, but double check with your car rental agency to make sure that if you're going to do the back road to Hana or out of Hana, that you're allowed to do that. Because if something happens out there and you break down, it's going to cost you thousands of dollars to get a tow or have, you fix your issues or whatever. So just be very, very careful with that. And that last place I stayed at was a state park, so it did cost me $30 to get in. I did the waterfall and the pools and all that kind of stuff. But what's cool is that ticket is good for 3 days, which means if you go to the volcano and you want to go up there, it's actually included with that. You don't have to pay again because it's the same state park. So if you don't do that, you still have to pay when you get there. But if you do what I did, it's available for you for 3 days. And I think I'm going to actually plan on going up to that volcano. As it sits right now, I'm not sure yet, but it's in my mind to go do that. So I'll get a chance to show you what that is at sunset. Pretty cool. Lots of stuff to do here on Maui. But that's it. That's the road to Hana. You've seen the videos, you've seen the photos. I give you the tips and the tricks and all that stuff. Super cool. I'm so glad I did it. It was a long day. I left at 7:30 in the morning. I didn't get back till after 8. I got back a lot later than I expected. They say if you should turn around 3 o'clock or so to start heading back because of the time. If you don't want to drive at nighttime on the roads, 3:30, start coming back. I didn't leave until 5. I was driving at the dark, at nighttime, and when it's dark, on the windy road, and it started raining pretty good out there. Pretty sketchy, pretty scary. Take your time. The locals, they will blow by you. You're supposed to wait at a bridge for the cars to come or whatever. They will just blow right through it. They don't care. They have the right of way. Give them the right of way. Just relax. Be patient. Let them do their thing so you can get back to your hotel in one piece. So, all right, that's it for that. Next is going to, I'm going to be packing up here from the hotel, and I'm heading over to the condo. So stay tuned. We'll see what that looks like.